watching him in Scent of a Woman.
De Niro wasn't in Scent of a Woman.
I mean,
That
no,
was
that was
Pacino.
Pacino.
Yeah. Women are the essence of life.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can't remember the movie. It
Ev-
it felt like I'd
It felt like him in
seen it before.
Casino,
Yeah,
kind
yeah, like
of.
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's singularly my biggest problem with this movie
Yeah.
is that all the themes were echoed in either Casino or Goodfellas,
Mhm.
just given a historical backdrop. But there's no new territory. The one thing you could always say about, you know, Scorsese in his heyday, he always combed new territory. And this is the first film I can recall where it's the same shit I've seen in other Scorsese films.
Yeah, I definitely got, there was a lot of good fellas in there.
Yeah.
And towards the end, it felt more like Casino.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the other thing is, there's a whole lot of filmmakers that just remake the same film over and over and over again. You know, you can say what you want about Coppola, but everything he does is The Godfather. You know, part one or part two. You know, it doesn't matter what else he does stylistically, everything else matches. You know, Spike Lee, you know, has 3 themes in his movies and he does that again and again and again.
Yeah.
Again. You know, same thing with Quentin Tarantino. He's got like 2 or 3 themes again and again and again and again. You know, but Scorsese, you know, he was like Kurosawa. He was, you know, like Fellini. He always uncovered new territory,
Mhm.
and now he's not.
Hmm.
And that was disappointing for me.
Interesting. I guess the one thing that is different about this movie is that well, no, I was gonna say what I thought was really cool is that you kind of follow them through their lives and you kind of see.
Yeah, the flash forwards and flash backwards.
I would have rather they used younger actors and aged them up, as opposed to older actors and aged them down.
I thought they did a good job with that.
I thought, yeah. Well, the only thing that was weird about it is when De Niro was younger,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard to imagine him as a younger man.
There's a thickness and a weariness that older people have
Yeah.
that when you young them down, they just don't carry the youth
Right.
the way they should.
I couldn't see him as a younger man, even though I think it may be because I know what he looked like when he was younger from when I watched The Godfather 2.
Okay.
You know, like I know what he looked like when he was
Right.
young.
And he doesn't look like a younger him
Right.
in what they did. Even though you say that Scorsese didn't break into anything story-wise new, this was a completely new way to non-CGI or like to not do it the way anything has normally been done. They didn't want to green them out and change anything. They wanted to do this
It is CGI. It's just non-traditional CGI.
right. It's this new form of CGI.
You know, but here's the whole thing. Movies are at the heart, in essence, storytelling.
Yeah.
It's no different than when you're 5 years old and you're sitting on mom and dad's, you know, bed. Tell me a story. You didn't tell me a story that I didn't see. This story essentially was the same movie with Nicholson as Hoffa all those years ago. You know,
Just a different ending.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you know,
Which again is based on a book that no one can
There's no validation to it at all.
verify. I mean, you know, we've
Yeah.
heard for years Hoffa was
yeah.
buried in Giant Stadium, and then they
Mhm.
knocked that down and dug it all up, and they
And he
fucking
wasn't there.
well because they made sure that they broke apart every piece of concrete that was.
Yeah, but
know.
the thing is years
wasn't-
later, everybody says the same thing. Even bodies that would have been in Hoover Dam, guys
Right.
that died on the site, they fished the bodies out of the concrete because it would structurally weaken the concrete, and union boys don't want to fucked up work.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all there is to it. That's the whole thing about it. Is every time somebody was like, "Oh, he's in a slab of concrete somewhere," no, the hell he's not. No union man is going to have anything corrupt their concrete that way.
It's at the bottom of a lake or a river. That's,
Yeah, if he's attached to concrete, it's attached and he went somewhere else. He's not in a structure that had to support anything.
He went in a wood chipper.
Now, I liked that part when they were like, yo, you want to really make somebody disappear?
Look, Hoffa was killed by one of two organizations or one of two people, depending on how you want to look at it. The mafia took him the fuck out, or the
Mm.
president's family took him the fuck out.
Mm.
That's it. It was either the Kennedys or the mafia, and we'll never know.
Oh,
Some argue that's one and the same, but
Yeah.
At that time, most likely,
well, except for Robbery.
Bobby, Robert.
but getting back to the filmmaking part of this, though,
Mhm.
there was some parts of this, you know, the montage that covered his indoctrination into, you know,
Right.
his relationship with Joe Pesci was as fine a storytelling paradigm as
Yeah.
I've seen. The structure was flawless, except for the length.
Yeah.
And everything, it's just like, I don't know what it is with older filmmakers, and it's not just him. It's Lucas with Star Wars. You know, it's at this point it's Tarantino. At this point it's Spike Lee. They think that everything they do is interesting now, whereas in the beginning they realized the value of cutting. You know, there was 9-1 of usable footage that was cut from The Godfather Part 2 as opposed to what made it into
Right.
The
Right.
Godfather Part 2.
Yeah.
They could have easily done 10 hours and parceled 4 films, which is what everyone would do right now. But this new trend of movies like The Joker being 2 hours and 20 minutes, and this one, this as a 140, 100-minute movie, an hour 40, an hour 50,
Yeah.
Mhm.
would have been exceptional. At 3
Yeah.
hours and 20,
See, the,
Wow.
the length of it didn't bother me at all. I
It
guess-
didn't really bother me. It was a little unusual, but I think I have a theory on that. Do you think it's because filmmakers now realize that we're kind of used to sitting down and binging things and watching for 3 hours?
no, it has to do with the streaming content.
Yeah.
You get paid per hour of viewing once it goes to Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime. You know,
So they're just making it longer because they'll get paid more per hour?
Yep.
I think it's also busting out of the mold of what Hollywood
That's
has.
a lame reason to do that.
Well, I mean, Hollywood has dictated what it is. Oh, here you go. The movie's going to be, hour and 40 minutes, or it's not going to be no more than, 1 hour, 56 minutes. And that's been the mold.
And it can
With-
be no
right.
less than 87
Right. With
minutes.
the exception of, like you mentioned, The Godfather was a long movie.
Yeah, there
Gone
were-
with the Wind was
Titanic.
a long movie.
yeah,
Titanic with, who was that, Cameron?
Yeah, that was like
a
2.5
long
hours.
movie. You know-
Avatar is a better example of a longer movie.
right. I
Yep.
mean, even fucking Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
And
That was
that's
2.5 hours.
that's the first time a Marvel product has done that, broken the mold
Oh,
of
yeah.
but
But-
that was also to wrap up
But
an entire fucking
I don't
story.
mind it going long if the work warrants it going long.
Right.
This movie would not have been a lesser movie, at 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, we
No.
didn't need to see all the bullshit about the fucking wife who wants to smoke and we got to pull over on the side of the road every fucking 20 minutes. I mean, you're right. That could have been left right on the cutting room floor. It served no purpose to the movie.
Yeah.
Even I will say, even the part where De Niro's character, the whole part where he's like gotta get on the plane, talk
Yeah.
to Jimmy Hoffa, lure him into getting in the car. Like, even though that kind of built some tension
Right.
because you could see that he was struggling with it and he didn't want to do it, I thought the part where he's like, after he's done it, then we see him getting back on the plane, flying back, meeting Joe. I'm like,
Look, even the whole scene with him getting the truck fixed at the gas station, how they first meet,
Yeah.
that really was unnecessary.
Yeah.
It
but
could have been just described when they meet in the bar for the second
The
time 30
indoctrination-
years later.
Yeah, the indoctrination was the
Yeah.
important part. There is this movie paced to me like the old TV movies of the 70s,
Yeah.
Roots or North and South.
Okay.
It paced like that. A great story. There's enough story to hold up, but it's so long in the storytelling, you needed breaks. I'm sorry, but I almost wanted to tag out and rewatch later. And that's Scorsese is spectacle. Scorsese is Mean Streets. It's Taxi Driver. It's or King of Comedy, which probably my favorite Scorsese film. It's a spectacle for the eyes every time you watch it. It's the same with Kurosawa. It's the same. You can mention Orson Welles, a
Mm.
handful of directors that made sure that their visual storytelling was as breathtaking as the script storytelling. And that's not in here
No.
because scenes are too long. I'm sorry, but the smoking scenes by the side of the highway, none of them were pretty. None of them were interesting. None of them served plot.
Well, I felt during that same time frame that all of that was going on. You got to also remember they were doing the other needless thing, walking into the store, grabbing the payoff money, coming back out to the car, putting it in the glove box. After you saw that once, you really didn't need to go every fucking store that they stopped at to collect money and walk in and come back out and put it in the glove box.
Here's the thing. Look at what they did there. And then look at what Scorsese did in Goodfellas, where they showed, the truck driver pulling up to the diner and saying, hey, two black guys just stole my truck, and that set up that the scams were coming. We had a scam for this, a scam for that. You showed one scam.
Yeah.
And then you had the voiceover rapid fire give you 3 more.
Yeah.
That's the way Scorsese always told his stories, that it was visually interesting and fun because you went from that scene to, Ray Liotta counting money and stuffing it into, suitcases and hiding it under the mattress. You had an idea of the storytelling and the lifestyle. Here they didn't. Here they bored you with the pedantic details.
Yeah.
And that's, it's not an unforgivable movie. It's a fine movie. And if that movie were somebody else's effort, it'd probably be the best movie they ever made.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For 90% of the filmmakers out there, it is the best thing they would have ever done. But you're looking at somebody who has the artistic sensibility to put together a Goodfellas, who has the artistic sensibility to put together a Mean Streets. Dear God, the mirror scene from Taxi Driver, or the boxing scenes from Raging Bull.
Mm-hmm.
He had the ability to put those together, and he did not use that same level of care and attention to detail on this film. I wish he would have, because I think it could have been better. I think it's arguably a great movie. I think it could have been an all-time movie with more attention to detail.
Yes.
Great all-time movie, but bottom end Scorsese movie.
Yeah. I mean, arguably, he's probably one of the, if not the greatest American filmmaker of all time. So, yeah.
Who was the guy that used to do all the westerns with John Wayne? Did the Searchers?
Oh.
I'm blanking on the name. Sorry, guys. Head on a Train 5 years ago. But that might be the greatest American filmmaker. Who did the Searchers? Did anybody get the Google?
I'm Googling.
Yeah, that's a good question.
By the way, The Searchers may be the greatest American movie of
Is
all
that John
time.
Ford?
1956.
John Ford.
John Ford. Maybe.
John Ford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Directed by John Ford, based on a novel of Alan
Yeah,
LeMay.
it's John Ford.
By the way, if you're arguing what is, I don't think it is the best movie. I don't think it is my favorite movie. The greatest American movie ever made is The Searchers. By far.
I have not seen this movie, but
1956. John Wayne at his finest.
And by the way,
Hour and 59 minutes. So
it will seem horribly racist to most people today.
Well, of course, everything
Yeah.
back then was.
Yeah.
mhm.
What do
yeah,
we
but
think-
people are being re-exposed to that by going back through the Disney Plus catalog. So
Sure.
Yeah.
What did we think of Ray Romano's performance in The Irishman?
Oh, that was cool. I
Mm.
enjoyed his performance.
Nice to see him go against Type 2
Yeah.
and
That's
just
what I
have
thought.
fun.
I not that I needed to see Harvey Keitel in another mobster movie,
I was surprised to see him.
Typecast.
but well, yeah, he is definitely.
I thought he was.
you know what my favorite cameo in this movie was?
What?
Who?
Action
Who?
Bronson.
Oh, what the fuck is his real name?
Well, big supersized white rapper with a beard
Yeah.
that in this movie sold coffins. I tweeted him directly after watching the movie and was like, "Yo, so I'm looking for a coffin.
Yes.
So I'm looking for a coffin. I'm asking for a friend."
I mean, star-studded cast when you get down the line of who's in it. Even the
What's the name of the guy? I think he's a comic. The name of the guy that he was like, but the comedian can make a joke, but I no, he can make a joke, but I can't.
that was
That was shit. He was just on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee
that was
last
Skinny-
season.
That was Skinny Razor, right? Is that the character you're talking about in the movie?
I don't remember his name, but he's the guy in Vegas who
Who it was his birthday.
it was his birthday.
Right,
He made the joke
Bobby-
about the
It's
pen.
Bobby, Skinny Razor.
Okay.
Skinny Razor. I'm pretty sure that's the character we're talking about. Bobby Cannavale.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Right.
the guy.
Well,
I liked him a lot.
Boardwalk Empire, Will and Grace. He's in that.
Phenomenal actor.
He's in that other show I like, Mr. Robot. I think that's
Yeah.
that's on Netflix or
Known most famously for That's for Company.
Yes.
That was his breakout joke, the one that got him to the big time.
Yes.
Finger foods. There used to be a thing called Company.
And the guy from the Breaking Bad movie, the kid, redhead,
Oh, I know who you're talking
Oh
about.
yeah, he was in it.
played Chucky in the movie. I can't remember his last name. I know his first name. His real first name is Jesse. And I
Yeah.
don't remember his last name because I know that because it's like close to Jesse
Mhm.
Pinkman.
Right.
It's like he's almost got the same name, but it's like
Right.
Pleasanton or something like that. Or Plemons or Plemis or something like that. It was weird seeing him because we had all just watched El Camino.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was like, whoa, this is a little bit of the same character, but not really.
He wasn't. This character wasn't the killer that character was.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So here's the question that I've been debating with my friends the whole week. And I'll get this opinion from you guys, and then I will get out of here. Best version of mobsters on film and TV. Is it the Scorsese version of mobsters? Is it the Godfather version of mobsters? Or is it The Sopranos?
Godfather.
That's hard.
Because I would say Godfather,
It had the epic.
it encapsulated the epitome of what a mobster was for the time and place, with
Yeah.
no sugar on top, no coating, no nothing. The cutthroat, the ruthless, the everything about it. I think The Sopranos, Mobsters was a little bit more sensationalized in some way.
Yeah.
And Scorsese, I'd put somewhere in between both of those.
Yeah, but
spectrum.
Sopranos was very realistic, though.
Sopranos had the violence down. I don't think it had the culture down.
Yes.
Well, it didn't have the culture because it was more. The entire show was really wrapped around him and his family.
Yeah, it was more of a family
Yeah,
drama
I
than a
mean,
mob drama.
Yeah, but I will
Um,
say that there was a lot of things in The Sopranos that were on point.
There's I think it was in season 4, one of Tony's, associates from a different gang, sees his daughter on a date, and basically, says a whole lot of lewd shit to her at the date, and she tells Tony, and Tony goes, okay, and he walks into the place where the guy works, and he did the stare removal of the teeth, which is like one of the most famous mobster punishments of all time. And I'm there like, holy crap, I can't believe they showed that on TV.
Mm-hmm.
That they want for the brutal more often. What I really liked about The Godfather, yes, there was violence, yes, there was blood. It was more earned. It was about the chess game of being in the mob.
Yeah, I think I would say
Couldn't say
it
Godfather.
was
I'm gonna-
Godfather. Definitely Godfather, because it's definitely more about
That was
the
true to life.
roots
That was true to
of
life.
the mob, and we go all the way back to Italy, and what that meant.
I was like, these are three very different style of mobs, just in general, anyway. Because we're talking about like ingrained New York, New Jersey mob. That's just they know the old family, but they really don't practice any of the old family belief. They are a product of their current environment. Then there's the Chicago mob, which is a whole different beast to itself. And
Yep.
then you're talking about Goodfellas. Godfather. That's old country. Like, still got people coming back and forth on the boat kind of mob.
Where's the Chicago mob?
Yeah, where's the Chicago mob?
All three of them are New York mobs. Scorsese's is always set in New York or Vegas.
Yeah, I guess.
You
It
know-
sometimes takes a trip to Florida.
Yeah.
Well,
The
yeah,
Godfather-
in this movie they did it.
lot
They were all over the place.
Yeah, but
They were Vegas, Florida,
But there was also a lot of mentions of five families too.
right?
Mhm.
I remember watching The Godfather for the first time that I was able to understand the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there, and my grandfather's going, "That's cousin Joey right there. The whole
Damn.
character is cousin Joey."
That's
And
crazy.
I'm like, "What?" Goodfellas, same thing. Those
Yeah.
Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies, and
I knew about
two of the
half
characters
the
are
characters that are based.
two of the
Yeah.
characters are family related, allegedly. All right, so I got two questions before you because I know you're gonna run.
Yeah.
These questions are for everybody. Worst character in The Irishman.
Worst character?
Worst.
De Niro.
De Niro?
That's the worst character there. I think it's the worst acted and the least believable CGI wise for me. Now, it's still a great character. Yeah, we're talking to Scorsese films, so worst characters like saying, "Hey, who's the best character on this film by another filmmaker?" But when Pacino's character was better,
I
thought
loved him. He
Ray
was good.
Romano's character was better to me. I firmly thought Pesci's character was head and shoulders above everyone else.
Well, that's a given.
Oh,
he's gonna get the
Or-
supporting actor or
Or you could say any of the women in the film
Well,
because they didn't really exist.
for me.
Yeah.
Stevie Van Zandt.
Who?
Okay.
He was fucking horrible as Vale.
Okay.
Jerry Vale. Horrible. He's the singer in the. He's the singer at the birthday scene, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Horrible. I thought his acting was horrible. His singing capability, because that was him singing, was fucking horrible. The other question I have, unless you want to chime in on that, Tom.
I didn't like what was it, Sammy?
Oh, yeah.
The cat with the eyebrows and the glasses.
Yeah.
Like I respect the position he was put into play, but all that his role,
Sally Bugs, right? Is that
yeah, he could just be pushed around so much. Like, you're supposed to be the hardcore killer in this fucking movie. Like, you're the guy who reaches over the seat and takes a guy out, but you got told flat out by another guy who was like, "I don't even care if that's not what you're here to do. Get in the back, bitch." You just got pushed around. Like, his character just was supposed to be such a tough guy and then kind of got played into being just another little shuffling little fucking flunky.
Why are you looking at my ears?
I'm looking
Oh,
Right.
big ears.
Why are you looking at my? Okay, so the other
Well-
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Hunt.
so I think for me it was, the guy who was Jimmy Hoffa didn't like. What was his name?
Tony Pro.
Tony Pro.
Yeah. Okay. So my problem with him was the actor that played him was also the actor that played, oh my God, he was in Boardwalk Empire. He played
Stephen Graham.
Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire, and he played the two characters exactly the same.
Is he in Boardwalk Empire?
He was.
I don't remember
He
that.
played Al Capone.
Okay.
Tony Pro.
I will say this. I'd never watched a lot of Boardwalk Empire.
You need to watch Boardwalk Empire.
I watched 1 or 2 episodes and that was it.
If you want to pay $14.99 for HBO, what the fuck ever we're gonna call it. Now it's HBO Now.
Max.
HBO Max.
Mhm.
HBO
It's
Max.
HBO now, and they still want $15 to go watch just HBO's content.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
that's
yeah,
cable,
I have
you get it for free.
HBO. I don't know how I have it. I think
Right. So if you got HBO, then you got HBO.
I got
Go for free,
HBO.
too.
Yeah.
Last question for the movie.
Yeah.
The character who surprised you the most, and before you think about that, when you go, holy fuck, that was really him. Like you didn't know it was him, and then you read the credits and you're like, holy fuck, that was him, or her.
I know what you're going for, but for me, this movie like revolved around Joe Pesci. Like if Joe Pesci doesn't get an Oscar nod for this,
Oh, he should.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's gonna
He
get
needs
best
to.
supporting actor. He won't even get the fucking lead.
Did he come out of retirement for this movie?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because this was worth it.
My favorite part of the entire movie was the 30 minutes of those four guys sitting around talking in the commentary on Netflix.
Uh,
Have any of you guys gone to see Joe Pesci and his band sing up in Nutley?
no,
No.
I heard
you,
about that.
you gotta
though.
go see his band sing in Nutley. He does standards, and it's everything you imagine in Joe Pesci singing standards.
I could tell by that handlebar mustache, he seems like he's a good front man.
The character in this movie that I went, holy fuck, that was him, was the guy who played Don Rickles. Which again, we're going back to the
You
same-
never really, yeah, but you also like he was so intermittently close and far and close and far. Like film wise, he was an on stage performer as other parts of the story were kind of being told.
Who
Yeah.
did play that character?
Exactly. It was fucking Jim Norton.
Yeah,
Was it really?
See?
yeah,
There you go. You just answered my own question.
yeah. He
right?
played Rickles.
What the fuck? Right?
All right, I stand corrected. That's a what the fuck moment.
That is a what the fuck.
When I
didn't-
realized that was him, I was like, what the I gotta go back. I gotta rewind back and look at that because it wasn't Jim Norton.
No,
It was Don Rickles. He played true to Rickles. He pulled a lot of Rickles jokes. He didn't.
Well, that's what he was brought. That was what you could tell. That's what he was brought in to do.
Yeah, but when you look back at every other character, and you go, "Oh yeah, that's Joe Pesci. Oh, okay, that's like that's fucking Pacino. That's that's De Niro. I mean, it's just those are the same actors, same style of acting. Norton, I didn't know it was him.
wow,
Yeah.
No
that's
fucking
nuts.
clue it was him.
that is nuts.
Yeah, that was my what the fuck moment in this movie. Like, wow, that's really him. No fucking clue.
Is there a score in the Dallas game, by the way?
7-0 last I saw.
Dallas.
Yes.
This is the beginning of Dallas. 9 wins, boys. 9 wins.
Oh
Oh God, here we go.
They're going 3-1.
Another
and
one.
losing the first round in a wild card.
It's
Of
it's
course.
7-7,
Eh,
and Chicago's got the ball again.
fucking Chicago.
all right. Why don't we,
Here we go. Beginning of the end of Dallas. The losing team going into the playoffs out of the NFC East.
I almost want that to happen just to see.
That's
Wet
just
boys.
so fucking terrible.
I know.
You want to see him go off? I'll fucking go off.
what?
How a fucking team wins a division at like 7-9
7-9 is what
and
they're gonna
goes
get
to
in.
the playoffs.
First off,
It's just,
if-
and you have a team like the Niners who were 10-2 who are going to have to start on the road.
I am going to say this.
the
more
system's
than-
broken.
More than anything, I want to see Eli Manning light up.
Oh, this week when he
Philadelphia.
plays?
Yeah.
Yeah, this week when he
Don't-
plays.
I just want to see him go like 3-1 in the last 4 games, and just go and sign with another team. Like, fuck y'all. I'm out.
Dallas is drive down
He'll never leave New York.
15 plays, by the way.
Nor should he.
Even after all the betrayal from being benched during the height of the streak, like taking him out then and benching him then, and then this year deciding to go ahead and put him on the burner too. Like, even after all of that, Eli ain't going nowhere, man. He is so ingrained
I
into
just-
Big Blue.
scored the touchdown. Oh, good. My fantasy team is. I'm already making money.
Do you
tonight.
realize if Eli loses his game and it's the only game he plays, he will be only the 3rd quarterback ever to go into the Hall of Fame with a losing record?
Right. He needs one more
He
loss.
may not go.
I think he'll
that
go.
could
He's
hold him
going.
out.
He's going. He's got two. He's got two.
He's
Super
got
Bowl
two
rings.
Super
Got
Bowls.
two Super Bowls.
I
Yeah, it's
hope-
an automatic pass.
Yeah.
I'd be very happy if Dallas wins the division because I will make money.
Yep.
Right now, as it stands, 4 of my preseason picks, I made the 8 bets, picked every division winner. 4 of them are going to cash in. 2 of them, I got a chance. The other 2, they were more prop bets. Cleveland, the Jets, they were prop bets.
You
Minnesota.
took Cleveland and the Jets.
Yeah, I did it as prop bets.
And, he
Oh!
took, and he took Minnesota too.
I took
Oh,
Minnesota too. Yeah,
that
was-
hurt.
Yeah.
All right, guys, go online. I got a whole bunch of shit online as I leave you people, from the specials on Amazon Prime to my book. I'm actually
book.
teaching a workshop based on the book in January here at the studio. So if you're around New Jersey and you want to learn comedy writing, go online, find it, fuckers.
That'd be pretty smart to do.
Yeah.
Now, is that good comedy writing? Like throwing the fucker in at the end? Is that like what
Find it,
made
fuckers is the alliteration, which works.
Okay, I got you.
All right,
Find it, fuckers.
find it, fuckers.
All right, why don't we take a break
There you go.
and then we'll come back and
Talk about some more.
Whatever's.
See you,
Yeah.
Tom.
Oh, Ren's gonna hate it.
Later.
Really want to. I want to at least touch and talk on something that's probably going to take us to a new Destiny content.
Yes.
Got to be talked about.
Yes.
Has to be talked about.
Destiny.
Yeah, has to be talked about. All right, AP Bros, late edition. We'll be right back after I figure out which commercial break I want to run. I'm gonna go do this one. Yeah.
Good evening. Do you like to laugh? Are you at one with the haha? Do you like your comedy coming over the streaming medias? If so, then go directly to Amazon right now. Do not hesitate and download Jim Andrino's Not Dead Yet. Recorded live at the world famous comic strip. It is a giggle a second fun fest. An hour of me for you. Jim Andrino's Not Dead Yet. Available only on Amazon.
Jim Mendrinos, Not Dead Yet. Now available on Amazon Prime. Watch it today.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section and after Dad's back injury. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Trouble with opioids can start at home with unused medicines such as pills, patches, and syrups. You can remove the risk and protect your family. Find out how at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Hey, everybody out there. This here's John G, and I have a special on Amazon called Living Large. It's a stand-up special. It's funny. It was shot at the Comic Strip Live in New York City. You're gonna love it. You're gonna see me at my biggest. See, a few weeks ago, I had a heart attack. So if you don't want to go watch it because I'm funny, have some pity on me. Go watch my special. Anyway, I'm not gonna be so big anymore. No more living large. I gotta lose weight. They want me to take off pounds. I don't want to take off pounds. I love food. But anyway, go watch the special. It's gonna be funny. And I don't know how much longer I gotta live. I'm wearing this defibrillator thing. I don't know what this thing does. Supposedly it shocks me if my heart stops. My heart stopped years ago. Anyway, John G, Living Large, Amazon. Go check it out before I'm not here to watch.
John G. Living Large. Now available on Amazon Prime. Watch it today.
Hi, I'm Snowy Angel.
And I'm Kinky Candy.
Have you heard of Spunk Lube yet?
Oh, you have got to get it.
I mean, really, it's the lube that everyone's talking about and everyone's gonna want.
Look at that. It looks like real cum.
Yeah, I mean, how can that get better? I mean, it's nice. It just feels so good when you rub it all over yourself. Everywhere. And you know what gets better about it? There's different kinds of Spunk Lube.
They actually have hybrid.
Yes, and they have different colors too. Like they have pink and yellow and even green. Like, what can get better than that? If you want like the kinkiest, spiciest nights,
Yes.
Spunk Lube.
Oh, hell yeah. Get spunked today.
Get it today at spunklube.com. That's right, spunklube.com, and don't forget it.
Get yours.
Right now.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. All-You-Can-Eat Buffet Inventor.
Mr. All-You-Can-Eat Buffet Inventor.
You've given us the real American dream. A tray, 15 feet of food, and a little sign that says, "Go nuts, buddy."
Pinch me, I'm dreaming.
Pushing side dish innovation to its limits, you offer creamed everything and 400 flavors of gelatin.
Feed it frenzy.
If there's beef, you'll chip it. If there's chicken, you'll fry it. And if there's gravy, well, then everything's going to be okay.
Thank God for the gravy.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, buffet boy. You know the way to a man's heart and a few hundred tasty ways to challenge it.
Mr. All-You-Can-Eat Buffet Inventor.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, Fort Collins, Colorado.
You got something you want to get off your chest? We want to hear it. Call in 917-720-3038. The Ironic Radio hotline is now open. Ironic Radio, well, isn't it?
Remember when you held my hand. Say, remember when you were my man. Walk, talk in the name of love.
Keep it Bros. Thursday. Late edition. Oh. Microphones, yeah. 8-Bit Bros. Thursday. Late edition. That's what it is. That's where we're at. What's the score of the game?
7-10, Chicago.
Why can't I find my contest? Oh, there it is. Down there. On live. Yeah. Oh, wow. 13 points. Great. Fantastic. Anyway. That's a fun conversation with Jim. Always enjoy Jim's company. Smart man. Check him out all over the place.
No, I'm beginning to think he's sabotaging me.
Where's Jeff?
Beginning to think there's a little sabotage going on there.
The line?
Yeah, there was a line. You know those ladies' rooms, man.
I know.
You gotta check makeup. You gotta, pull things up. You gotta straighten the clothes.
This is such the weird.
What do you got over there? What's weird?
Just looking at this new layout.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's such the weird.
Yeah. All right, let me close out of these windows. I don't need that shit up anymore. We had some stuff in our show notes.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff over there, man. I tried to give people something to talk about, but nobody wants to talk. So.
No, you actually put some stuff in here that I wanted to bring. And I think one of them you called because the internet. That's why. It's been like the fucking year of cats on the internet.
Oh yes, because the internet. That's why. Yes. I even had to share that one. There's ever so often, my girl is like anti any of the social networks, and occasionally there's just something that comes across where I'm like, babe, and this is why you should be on the internet. And this was one of those moments where I was like, you got to see this. This shit is just funny. This cat has the weirdest meow ever.
And it makes you wonder. I mean, okay, so it was done over TikTok, which we all know is everybody used to make themselves sing like somebody else.
I was going to say there are deep fake capabilities built into TikTok, yes.
So it made you wonder whether or not it was real or not. But I don't know if you saw this, Ren, but this cat meows and it sounds like the cat is saying, well, hi, in a Southern Belle.
Yeah, well, it's kind of Mickey Mouse, well, hi.
Well, hi.
Yeah, it's just like, well, hi. Kind of a hidey-ho, like, Mr. Hanky, well, hi.
Yep, exactly.
But it's a trip.
Oh, sorry.
Ouch.
Sorry, hit the wrong button there. But yeah, I mean, it fucking viral. Absolutely fucking viral. Almost instantly. And then, of course, it was picked up by, I don't know, 30 different websites. And I think the one you put out there was People Magazine.
Yeah, that was just the one I grabbed. I've got the YouTube clip of it.
Do you have that in front of you by any chance? I'm curious to see what the hits on that are. Or I'm curious to know what the hits on that are.
Yeah,
the thing's been fucking viewed on TikTok like 1.4 million to 2 million times or some shit like that. But, I mean, sometimes that's all it takes. It's just something stupid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it literally fits right into that category very, very well.
Yeah.
I've also found myself in a really weird space with... I was introduced to...
I don't know where that's coming from. Oh, it's got all the static playing. Yeah.
I'm trying to play this.
Yeah, you got to lower it a bit because the static in the video, because it's shot on a shitty-ass...
And it just took a shit.
Yeah, the static in the video is absolutely horrid.
Shitty-ass cell phone, but if you haven't checked it out, you can check it out. Just fucking Southern Belle cat or
Well High, Southern accented cat on YouTube, 74,760 views with 1.2K on the up and 31 on the thumbs down.
Oh, no shit.
Damn.
Okay.
Also, I don't know how many people in this group may have played Atlas or may have played Sea of Thieves.